What's going on, everybody? Monday morning. It's a rough one, huh? Monday morning. Super Bowl was last night. Maybe you stayed up and watched the end. I mean, if you did, I think the game was over at like 10:30. So maybe not that bad, but I had to wake up a little bit earlier this morning. Woke up at 4:30. It's like 5 right now. I'm recording a few lessons here. So hopefully we had that good discussion about what happened on Friday. There could have been a cliffhanger, but we kept on reading. I'm sure we discussed how Sawyer visited her. Got a little awkward. It's going to get a little more awkward today. We're going to get some other perspectives, because Jules has been out for like almost 24 hours, I think. She's been in and out of consciousness. So, did we read? I think Trey was in the room. Yeah, Trey was in the room when we last read. And he basically told her, the dad and the mom think that Sawyer's just awful, right? Because Jules was basically a good girl, followed the rules until the vision. But of course, the parents don't know about the vision. They only know about Sawyer. So they'll blame him. All right, let's continue reading. We got about 20 minutes in us. Hopefully you like it. I haven't checked the Google Forms yet. Not many have come in yet, maybe 10, 12. So make sure that you're doing the brain vocabulary that was due on Friday. But then by the middle of the week, I'll have a percentage. And remember, even if it's 100%, like it was like one time we did it, it was like 100, almost 100% to keep reading. I think Criers Cross. But we'll do Gingerbread Girl after February vacation. And then if the percentages are high enough, we'll do Bang. Yeah, Bang is the next one. And then Gasp. But we'll take one book at a time. All right, let's bring it up here. We ended right where that yellow stuff is. So Trey had just told her, yeah, mom, dad, they think he's a horrible guy. I let that sink in. Oh, that's bad. I don't yet know how I'm going to explain the truck or the relationship. I ponder it for a moment and then put it aside for when I can think more clearly. Did you talk to the police? Yeah. They wanted to know if the gas line shut off was related to our adventure because Grand Poobah Gnaughty. So Grand Poobah is not really a term used anymore, but it's like person in charge. It's not a good thing, the Grand Poobah. It's usually, I don't know. I think it comes from an old TV show called Happy Days. I know they mentioned the Grand Poobah quite a bit there. Apparently grumbling about it. I said I knew nothing of it. Are you serious? I shake my head. He was, Siri thinks I'm talking to her because I said, are you serious? Why so serious? Yeah, okay. I don't think that's coming up on the screen, but Siri is just literally writing down everything I said. All right, are you serious? I shake my head. He was grumbling about it. How do I get rid of Siri? Okay, get rid of it because I don't want it to mess up the microphone. I shake my head. He was grumbling about it. We saved his blanking restaurant and his family, and he's mad because he probably, top of the next column, had to throw out a few pizzas. Besides, I don't remember any gas meter being turned off. Trey regards me. You don't? I grin, so he knows I'm teasing. All I know is that we saw a snowplow driving crazily, and we acted on instinct when we saw it was aiming towards our rival's restaurant. We headed it off so it wouldn't hit people because we are human beings like that. That's it. That's all. End of story. So you're not going to mention the vision thing. What vision thing? I smile sweetly. Trey laughs. You don't know how relieved that makes me. It's gone then? I nod. It's gone. Phew. Right. Totally gone. But back to the reporters. They said, what about me exactly? I bat my eyelashes. My lids feel all puffy and weird. They said a 16-year-old girl driving illegally with her stunningly handsome brother, who was 18 and available, by the way, saved the world with their giant balls. All I rolled my eyes. They interviewed Sawyer's parents, who actually sounded grateful, and his cousin Kate. I think she's the smoking girl, right? I think that was her. I think her name was, who saw the whole thing from the time we were rolling. She said if we hadn't been there, the snowplow would have hit right where the dining room window is, right next to the kitchen. The cops said that with the gas meter and the ovens going on full blast, could have been a tremendous explosion. Top of the next column. But Papa Agnati said the gas had been manually shut off just minutes before, ruining some food. Yes, he really did mention that on TV, making him look like a total. I'm still unsure about this word. I'm not going to say it out loud. You can read it. I don't think it's the worst swear, but I don't know. I wouldn't want to say it around my mom, so I won't say it. Must have been an angel or something who turned off that gas. One of the world's unexplained mysteries, right alongside the Loch Ness Monster and the purpose of being all gangsta. He leans back in his chair. Oh, and then a honey of a boy came on the interview. Almost forgot. The heir to the Emporium, as it were. Look at that. Hopefully you know that. You know this word, right? Heir. Somebody's going to inherit something. Silent H, the kind of rare silent H in English, but heir to the Emporium. Emporium is like a shop. Well, I'll ask. We can pause. Wait, get that off. We don't. Emporium. Highlight. Yeah. Anybody know what that is? And in case somebody didn't, and I didn't say it, an Emporium is just like a shop that sells a bunch of different things, right? Let me make sure that's right. Can we bring it up? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. All right. Sawyer, indubitably. After that, that's a word. I think I know what it means. Does anybody else? I think it means like no doubt about it. How do we highlight that? Yeah, impossible to doubt. Yeah, okay. After his little statement, I think I'm sort of back in love with him again. Uh-oh. You jerk. Tell me what he said. He pauses. Okay, in all seriousness, he said something like Julia DeMarco was a real hero, putting herself in harm's way to save the lives of diners and employees of a rival business, and that the Ignatis were indebted to her and the entire DeMarco family. And then he choked up on camera, which was super hot. And all of Chicagoland melted just a little bit that day. Shut up. True story. I'm not kidding. I watched it ad nauseum from the chair in the living room Friday night and all day yesterday. That's a good word. This is Latin, by the way, but we still use it. We'll just highlight the whole thing. But ad nauseum. Does anybody know? Hopefully the microphone is working, but I don't think there's any way to check that right now. Is there audio? Can I check it? Well, hopefully it's working. Yeah, sounds like it's working. All right, they play a little song for you. It's like this song said, it sounds like it's working. So, all right, back to this. Because remember, on Friday, it wasn't working. It's awful. It's still up on YouTube if you want to watch it. Ad nauseum, we were talking about. It just means like over and over without stopping, and it's kind of annoying. That's what ad nauseum is. So maybe you're studying for a test ad nauseum. It has a negative connotation. Like, ugh. Did you record it? Roan recorded it just for you. I grin. Oh, she's so awesome. Top of the next column. I mean, you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming out to find me, Trey. I'm not sure we would have made it if it hadn't been for you. Of course. It's quiet for a moment. And then I tell him, Sawyer came by. I guess it was last night. I'm kind of groggy on what day it is. Don't tell mom and dad I told you, but he's been here the entire time almost. He's in the waiting room. He sleeps there. Leaves for an hour now and then to eat or shower or whatever. Then he comes back. My stomach flips. Are you serious? And please don't mention to mom and dad that you let him in here. They don't want you to have anything to do with him. They're being really cold, blank, that word there, to him, actually. Dad mostly. I mean, obviously they're upset about all this, but I think it's also the family rivalry thing. I close my eyes and sigh. So this didn't cure anything. I don't know. Maybe it will eventually. Why does he come here? Trey snorts. Duh. He's into you. I talk to him. I need to sneeze. I know I do. He feels guilty. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice. I did it right up close to the microphone. But I did cover the sneeze in my sleeve, if you must know. So it's not all over my computer. Trey snorts. Duh. He's into you. I talked to him. He feels guilty. Definitely. But he's always had a thing for you, I think. He told me he was sorry about 50 times. I asked him to make it up to me, but he rejected every single one of my suggestions. My eyes fly open. Stay away from him. He's mine. Ooh, that's a line from Toy Story, isn't it? Doesn't Woody tell Buzz that about Andy? Stay away from him. Why did I only highlight mine? Come on. Monday morning. Blaming it on Monday. I'm blaming it on COVID. I'm blaming everything on COVID these days. I think it's just allergies, though, right now, why I'm all stuffed up. I narrow my gaze and frown. You really think he's into me? Top of the next column. Sister, trust me. He's into you. Well, why the hell has he been blowing me off since 7th grade then? Trey wrinkles up his nose. Should probably ask him yourself. But I think something strange is going on over at the Ignati's that nobody knows about. You mean like maybe his dad's a hoarder with depression issues? He laughs. Maybe, though it would be a really weird coincidence. I think for a moment of the conversation I had with my mother before the crash. Mom said I wasn't the first person who's had to say goodbye to an Ignati. Trey sits up. Say what? Top the next page here. She said that, really. And I said, you mean you? And she said that it wasn't her. So who does that leave? Besides Dad. Trey sinks back down. Well, there's me. You? No, wasn't me. But I don't like to be ruled out without a scandalous discussion first. I laugh again and grab my side. Oh, my ache. Stop that. I guess we have a mystery to figure out. I nod and lie back, exhausted from the conversation, but not sleepy for once. 2 mysteries even. He nods and squeezes my hand. Mom and Dad and Roan will be back later. They're closing up early tonight to see you. 8 o'clock. So it's just you and me and whoever might be out there. And I have homework I could do, just so you know. I nod. And we share a look that says, bring the hot boy to Jules. All right. So it seems like, oh man, this would probably be a good place for us to stop for 2 reasons. One, my nose. It's like, I have allergies. And I think in the morning, it's just like really hard. I could pause this and then, get back to it. But you might just have to hear me struggling a little bit with my my voice. That would be a good place for us to stop. Anytime that Sawyer and Jules are going to talk, it's a good place to stop. Besides, we do have 4, excuse me, hang on. For this week, we're going to get away from that book about human intelligence, and then we're going to do something else, short little mini lesson. I'll explain more of it in the other video, but only one assignment this week that goes with it. So hopefully it won't be too bad. I think Friday, it's before vacation. We'll watch a movie, probably something like that. But this week we are going to be going over a part of history that I didn't know about until very recently. And it's one that I think we should all be aware of. Excuse me. Happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Horrible story. In the 1930s, I think it was. But we will get into that. It's a Newsella article. I thought we'd just take a break from the brain kind of stuff. We'll get back into that over after vacation. All right. In case anybody is at home this is a good way for you to keep up with what is going on in class. Now, let's see what's next here. 36. Yeah, let's just read a little bit of this. I know there are some people who don't care. You're like, whatever, stop here if you want, stop. I don't care. And there are other people that like, come on, man. Let's keep reading a little bit. All right, so no cliffhanger today. Let's read a page or two here as I deal with my allergies here. I don't think it's COVID anymore. I think it's just back to good old allergies here. Did I mention? No, I'm not bitter. I am a little bitter, but we have a dog. I'm allergic to dogs. We have a dog. I can't help. All right. You don't want to hear about my problems. 36. We need to talk about some things. I say to Sawyer as he sits down. He nods. We do. His dark hair hangs in little ringlets on his forehead, and he appears freshly washed today, which is better than what I can say for me. He's not wearing an Ignati shirt anymore either. First, I don't want you to mope around feeling guilty anymore. Okay? Top of the next column. Okay. Second, what the hell happened in 7th grade that made you hate me? He holds my gaze, unwavering, his green eyes sending lasers into mine. Fair question. He says finally. He drops his gaze to my bedside table and picks up a pen, weaving it through his fingers. You don't want to answer it? No, but I need to. I'm thinking. I take a quick breath, moved by his honesty, ignoring the searing pain that the motion leaves behind, and I stay quiet. Where to start, he says, lost in thought. My grandfather, he says eventually, is a very controlling man. I nod. He used to hit me. My eyes spring open wide. Your grandfather? Didn't your parents stop him? He hesitates. No, they didn't. My mother couldn't, and my father was angry enough that he wouldn't. I don't get it. Why couldn't your mother stop him? What kind of... He sets the pen down and clasps his hands together, staring down at them. I look at his hands too and remember the feel of his touch on my cheek. And then he looks up at me again, his eyes unwavering for an almost frightening amount of time. Your father and my mother had an affair, Jules. The words take a moment to register. What? I say? Incredulous? That is a good word to know. I know we're dealing... Oh, why does it always do that? I just want to highlight it. Highlight. Incredulous? We have talked about this before. Come on, I'll pause. Incredulous, like you don't believe someone. Yeah, it's a good word to know. I don't think I use it that much in my everyday life, but you might see it in some reading or like STAR test or SATs or something. Incredulous. My mother just told me everything yesterday after all this. He waves his hand at me at the hospital when I was so angry and upset and I didn't understand why things had to be the way they are between us. She made me promise not to tell you, but I can't help it. I think you need to know. I bring my hand to my hair and try to work my fingers through it. It's weird. I don't feel anything about this. No emotion, nothing. And then I think about my poor mother and my heart cracks. When? I say. A long time ago, when we were really young. Wow. I stare up at the ceiling, trying to process it. It was short. Mom said both of them eventually realized it was a mistake, but it happened. Sawyer says. Can't believe she told me all this, but she'd been drinking. It was late. He glances at the door and then says quietly, she said they planned to leave their spouses, combine restaurant assets, and become an empire, take over the business from chains, sell products commercially, all that. My mouth drops open. Products? Made from secret family recipes? Yes. Sawyer takes a deep breath and can't look at me. From what I know, your father gave my mother his family's special sauce recipe, which my grandfather had for years. And when your dad and mom broke it off, when your dad and my mom broke it off, and my father and grandfather found out, they were seriously pissed off. To try to redeem herself, my mother gave them the recipe, kind of a last-ditch effort to try to diffuse things, keep the family together. He stares at the ground, and my grandfather took it, and he patented it. All right, real quickly here, patented. I'm sure somebody knows that, right? Come on. Somebody must know. Patented it. It's not easy to say. What is that? Patented it. I'll pause it here. All right. Just in case nobody knew. It just makes it it's not like a legal thing with the government, so nobody else can produce it. Patent it. All right. Hope that helps. That's a good place for us to stop. And we'll pick it back up tomorrow. Okay, because it's been like 20 minutes of yeah, it's over 20 minutes. All right. Next thing we'll get into is introducing the whole Tulsa massacre thing. All right.